Kim?
Steve Oakland. That's what I thought.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our city council meeting. Ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin?
Here.
Councilmember Wertz is absent. Councilmember Gibbons? Here. Councilmember Sears?
Here.
Councilmember Dewey? Here. Councilmember Zimmer?
Here.
Councilmember Ward?
As everyone sees, Councilmember Wertz is not here tonight, and with her permission, I can give the reason for that. Last Thursday, she gave birth to Anna Catherine, a second child of her Kara and Nate, and big sister Vivian, I'm sure, is very, very happy. So we wish, we congratulate them and look forward to Kara coming back. We'll go straight to public comments.
The public comments portion of the meeting is an opportunity for the city council to listen to comments from citizens. It is not a question and answer session, and the city council will not respond to comments or answer questions during this period. The mayor may refer any matter brought up to the city council to the chief administrative officer or city clerk if action is needed.
If anyone wishing to speak?
Mayor and council, there are no public comments at this point in time.
Great, thank you, David. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Say no, motion passes. Go to unfinished business bill 10904.
904, sorry. Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance appropriating donations from Lowe's in the amount of $8,250 from the grants and donations account to the equipment account, project number PD 2206 for 3 license plate readers for the police department.
Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin?
Here, excuse me, yes.
Councilmember Gibbons? Yes. Councilmember Sears?
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey?
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer?
Yes.
Councilmember Ward?
Bill passes. New business, bill 10905.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance granting a special use permit for outdoor dining and approving the site plan at 150 West Argonne Drive and adjacent yard area, 4 hands down by the station, subject to certain conditions.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Being none, all in favor of first reading, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Bill passes first reading. Bill 10906.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance amending the provisions of the Municipal Code, Chapter 25, Zoning and Subdivision, regarding revisions to the minimum number of required on-street parking spaces for educational institutions, preschool and K-12.
Is there a motion for approval?
Motion.
Is there a second? Questions or comments? Councilmember Ward.
As you stated, on-street parking, that should be off-street parking.
It should be, I misread it. I'm sorry. I will correct that to that effect. As I understand it, it's 90 spaces additional needed.
Any other questions or comments? All right. Seeing none, all in favor of first reading, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion passes. Resolution 108, 2021.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the proposal of G&W Engineering in the amount of $120,050 for the professional engineering services for STP 5502-612 Lindeman Road Improvement Project and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract.
Is there a motion for approval?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? Councilmember Gibbons.
Well, I noticed that this is. I just, since we're talking about Lindeman, girl involved with this, that is a very wide street. Wideness causes people to go faster typically. I just. Now, speeds are way up.
Mhm.
So guys are involved with whatever's going to happen.
Are we aware of Lindeman? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Else on that? All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward.
Resolution passes. Resolution 109, 2021.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the single source proposal of Ameren in the amount not to exceed of $1,600,000 for substation transmission service and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract agreement between the city of Kirkwood and Ameren.
Is there a motion for approval? We have a motion and a second. Russ, since our electric director is here, do you mind if he comes up and just gives us a brief summary of what we're doing here?
Not at all, Mayor.
As you know, the substation network is our access to the grid, right? It's the tie between ourselves, then through Ameren and out and enables us to get purchases from MISO. And the grid has its issues, as all distribution systems do. And we've been lobbying for some time to be able to get some upgrades to that system, and now we've been able to get some. So it comes with a price, and this is really the price associated with those upgrades. It will mean more reliable service for us, and we want to see these types of things continue. But as for the way the rates go now, this resolution just describes the increase in the rates associated with those system upgrades.
Anybody have any questions for Mark?
I just think we could talk about, we did that earlier, that this is a help when there's a storm or outages going on.
It does. And if you look at what happened to us in June and July and August, we had substation transmission issues that were issues associated with Ameren's system and their ability to deliver to the substation in the Northeast and in the central parts of the city. The 3,000 and the 5,000 that you saw from those outages, those large numbers are directly related to substation transmission outages and entire substations being out. When those problems do occur, it causes some delays in service restoration too, because we have to really check out each of the circuits when the substations come on before we can get to individual area outages off of those circuits. So these improvements are definitely going to help. We're going to want to push for more of them. And, I think you'll see us continue to be aggressive in that arena to keep our reliability statistics up.
Else for Mark? All right, thank you, Mark.
Cool, thanks.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward.
Resolution passes. Resolution 110, 2021.
Mayor and council, this is a resolution accepting the proposal of Plant It Geo in the not to exceed amount of $79,150 for the city of Kirkwood's urban forest master plan and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract.
Is there a motion for approval?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments on the resolution? Councilmember Zimmer?
Yeah, Mr. Haas, thank you for speaking to me about this one. Could you maybe kind of briefly describe this and talk about this resolution a little regarding the tree count and kind of why we're doing this again?
Well, I have Bill Bensing here and he may be able to, he's a little closer to Corey and I know Bill just would be glad to explain that.
Thank you.
A new tree survey is part of the grant, okay? What is Corey's found out over the years, it's probably been, I want to say it's probably been about 5 years ago now, that the city went through and did 3 consecutive years of the trim grant, doing an inventory of the trees. And that was prior to Corey being on staff with us, okay? And what Corey's found out is that through utilizing that study, that there's a lot of inconsistencies, and some trees that are public trees being marked as private trees, and some trees that are public, are private, just the reverse, okay? And he's also found out that some of the species has been wrongly identified in the study. And so there's been a lot of inconsistencies with the data that was originally collected in those 3 studies. So in this one, we want to put it back in to get a better, the technologies is better now. And so they're looking to do that part of a new tree study and a new comprehensive public tree inventory. That's the biggest, what's one part of it. The other one is the city's never done an urban canopy study. This will be a basis for the city's urban canopy to find out what the health of the urban canopy is, the size of the urban canopy, the makeup of the urban canopy. So this becomes the baseline as we work towards improving our urban canopy into the future. So that's the other thing. And the other thing is, in this study, they're going to review city policies on how we handle our trees right now and through our programs that we have, and also look at our ordinance for that. And basically out of that, they'll come up, and there's some public input on this also. And basically it's going to come up with a master plan, which establishes goals and objectives and makes recommendations of improving our ordinances and improving our methodology that we use on the urban forest right now. So that's what it's for. And we did get a $25,000 trim grant for this also.
Thanks, Bill.
Councilmember Ward?
Well, the information on the total city canopy, how are we gonna do that, Alexa?
It'll be through Planet Geo, I think they're called, is they use digital photography. And with the new technologies that are out there, they can identify tree species and health and things of that nature. So it's mostly satellite type technology they'll be using.
Councilmember Gibbons?
Didn't I read that they're going to compare? I think it was.
They'll be taking some aerial photography. Yes, they're going to be comparing some data, right? Mhm.
So does that mean that eventually we could not have every tree torn down when a new home is being built?
I'm quite sure that will come up through the public input, and I'm quite sure that it will come up as a goal and possibly an objective to revise and revisit our ordinance.
Come back to us. Anything else? Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Bill. All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Ward.
Resolution passes. City council reports. Anybody want to have anything to report this evening?
And have a great Thanksgiving.
Mark? All right, Chief Administrative Officer report.
I have nothing to report at this time, Mayor.
The attorney report,
Nothing to report, Mayor.
city clerk report.
Yes, Your Honor, I have a couple of things to report on. The first is the report of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting that took place on November 17th, 2021. The following action was taken after a presentation by staff and Steve Meskel for a major subdivision to allow a driveway easement to serve 141 Horseshoe Drive and 1334 West Adams Avenue. A subcommittee was appointed. The subcommittee has scheduled a meeting at the site on November 30th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Staff presented the annual update on the Envision Kirkwood 2035 Comprehensive Plan. And due to lack of new business, their December 1st meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission was canceled. Their next meeting will be held on December 15th. I also would like to report on the election results from the certified election results from the November 2nd, 2021 election. For Proposition 1, the number of yes votes were 1,966 and the number of no votes were 2,309. And that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Lori. Next meeting of city council will be 7 PM on December 2nd. This meeting is adjourned.